Hey, what's going on, guys? Jimmy here with One Road. When I first bought this '03 Suburban, I did a video where I put a seat cover on the driver's seat. The seat cover was from Costco, and it was one of those wool, sheepskin seat covers. And a lot of you guys commented and said that you absolutely hated that thing. The reason why I put that seat cover on was because this seat, although this truck has only 76,000 miles, the seat is actually cracking up quite a bit. And you can see it is ready to just keep going. The crack extends all the way down a few inches there and all the way back a few inches there. And with just a little bit more time, I'd imagine that this is going to fully rip and a large part of the foam is going to be exposed. That being said, I did dislike the sheepskin seat cover for a couple of different reasons. Number one was it added an extra inch to probably inch and a half of padding on the seat. And I'm a tall guy, so my head was like hitting the top of the roof of the car sometimes, especially when I wore a hat or my hair was, up or something like that. So that was annoying. Number two is that thing was probably, I want to say, close to a year old, and a lot of the fibers on the side that actually weren't the sheepskin were starting to kind of come off, and it was just looking really ugly. Number three, and this is the one my wife hated the most, our car started smelling like a wet cat. It was just really bad. Every time we would get in the car, it was just a really wet kind of animal smell in there. So just the other day, I ripped that thing off and chucked it. And of course, I need some way to fix it, right? I didn't want to go the route of just another seat cover because I really hate seat covers. They're always just loose and they move around, and especially when you get in and out of the car, they never stay in place. So I went to eBay and I found a seat cover that is literally OEM in cut and fit and finish. All of the seating surfaces that you see are leather. These side panels are high quality vinyl, but this is, like I was saying, OEM color, fit and finish, and it looks great. It'll just sit right on there like that. Of course, I gotta take the old one off, but this is gonna be awesome. Once it's all stretched, it's just gonna look great. It's gonna look like a brand new seat. But the first order of business is gonna be for me to actually take this top foam cushion off of here. And to do that, I have to start with this side electrical panel here. All right, and once you have the electrical panel out, you just remove two electrical connectors and place that aside. This is what you'll see. I have my two connectors just kind of pushed back in and tucked away. There's another one back there. Okay, so now looking underneath the seat, you'll see one nut there and one on the other side just like it. Those two need to come out. After using my 13mm socket, I was able to get the two nuts out. As you can see, the whole seat is ready to come out. I'm gonna go ahead and look underneath to make sure there's nothing else that needs to be disconnected, and I'm sure there is. Before long, if you keep working at it, you will eventually get this old, ratty seat cover to come off. A couple things to note here is you do have hook and loop right here with all these black pieces here. This is the hook section. And you want to, when you're pulling the seat cover off, keep a finger down, pressing down on the black part, just so that this black part doesn't actually rip out of the foam. I didn't actually get the entire lower portion of the seat off of here, primarily because there is a lot of wiring that's all tucked up in there, and you can see there's clips and everything that's keeping it secure to the frame. I didn't feel like taking all that off, so I opted for just kind of a more technical removal in place while still, having the seat unbolted. That way I can move it around and get things where I need to be to get stuff off. So everything actually went really well. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit and then begin the process of installing the new leather seat cover. In order to install this correctly, I think that the best way to do it is going to be to turn this seat cover inside out, basically turning it into what looks like a bowl. And the reason behind that is we're going to start in the middle of the seat with this hook and loop, and we're going to just try our best to line it up with these black sections here and get it centered and start pushing this stuff into place so that it all grabs each other and gets married, I guess. So just try your best to get this thing lined up, centered, and really just use your fingers from the inside and start pushing them together. Now once this center T here is installed good, you're going to want to start working on these outside edges, and it's the same process. Just make sure you're lined up, start really putting some pressure on those. That's how this hook and loop system works. Move it a lot so that a lot of the hook and loop portions can grab onto each other. Okay, looks like we're getting somewhere. That's good. Okay, so you can see where we're at now. The hook and loop portion of the install is done. Everything is lined up quite nicely. And all we're gonna have to do now is just kind of fold the rest of the seat back over the cushion and get all these plastic clips into place. Okay, so with just about 10 minutes of messing about, you can see what this is starting to look like. And I have to say, so far, so good. Okay, so I wanted to show you how the bottom of the seat cover attaches to the frame. What you're gonna find is as you unroll the seat cover back to a normal looking, position here, there is this black plastic kind of clipping material that needs to clip around the frame. Now the way to do that is to go ahead and roll it again up into the frame. And hopefully you can kind of get a sense with how I did that. I just took it and rolled it back under, catching the lip here of the clip and just pressed it into place. And this section here is all good. One more last check-in before I complete the job. You can see that is the side that's facing the passenger, and you can see how it looks when it's all nicely done and tucked up in there. And now you can see all I have to do is get the front portion tucked up in there, which shouldn't be hard at all, and this thing will be done. If you're wondering why my thumb doesn't have a part of the glove, I ripped it off because my thumb was hot. Anyone? All right, maybe not. So what we're gonna do is try to pull down on this. I'm not sure if it actually helps that the seat is detached. I mean, it kind of moves around a lot when you're trying to do this, so that might not be the best idea. I'm not sure yet. You really need to yank down on this and try to get some extra slack because there is a lot of padding on the front here. So this piece basically needs to fold back underneath, if that makes any sense. So you fold it up under, and then there's a lip that needs to catch on the frame. Metal portion of the frame right here. So let's see how we can get this thing going. It's good to start like one corner maybe. And holy smokes, guys, look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. Fits just like factory, OEM. You would absolutely never know that that didn't come from the factory. So as I was saying before, all of these panels that you actually sit on are leather, and the whole surround, front and sides, are vinyl. And you can see that that seat cover matches everything else exactly. I am thoroughly impressed with the quality of this seat cover. I only paid just over $100 and I had it to my house in just a couple of days. I'll put a link down in the description below this video if any of you guys are interested. Man, it feels so good. Nice and tight, really padded. It just feels great. Now all I have to do is go get some leather conditioner. Man, look at that. All right, guys, that'll do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed me putting on this seat cover on my 2003 Chevrolet Suburban. This thing looks like brand new, and I can't wait to start wearing it in. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.